we first arrived, I was exhausted. We just spent all day on the bus, so expecting to be formed up and marched everywhere, so it was pretty much as I expected.
Guys, enough. What we need you to do is get off the bus as quickly as you can, grab all your packs, put them to one side, and then form up on the road after the buses leave. From there, we'll brief you on what's going to happen next. So, grab bags, good move on.
Let's go and make sure you located all your personal belongings.
I think they were encouraging us to organise ourselves as best we could, probably start thinking for ourselves and promote the idea of independence, making sure that we were aware that we needed to do things for ourselves for a change.
On the left side, you'll find barracks A and B. You need to go in there, find your bed space and quickly put your bags away.
I imagined it a little bit harder, not like Full Metal Jacket or anything, but just a little bit harder, but it was quite relaxed.
It was along the lines of what I expected. I knew I was going onto a military base, so I knew there was going to be a level of discipline, and I just had to really prepare myself as best I could for that.
Okay, we'll get you over the nest now. Hands by your side, with the thumb feeling for seeing your trousers. When I say left turn, I want you to say again, right turn, I want you to turn 90 degrees to your right. So, right, turn. Left, pick, march, left, right, left.
Marching for the first time was very difficult, you know, we're going left, right, and no one was in time, and we were banging into each other, and we're all in civvy clothes too, so it just felt awkward.
The mess is where you go and eat all your food. You just all sit down in your flight or whatever, and just help yourself in an orderly manner, and sit down and eat. Then you have to mop the tables, and away you go again.
The food's good at the mess. It's better than my mum's cooking, so I can't complain. Get good variety, 3 meats every day, and it's not bad. It could be worse.
Oh, I think it's great. You pile on as much as you want, all the veggies you want. It's just the meat. It's good. I'll just leave it at that.
Can't really complain about the food. Good protein, good carbohydrates, keep you going throughout the long days. It's pretty much when you cipher your life over to the Air Force and you officially join the Air Force, but you are still in training.
The ceremony itself is very simple. You will come up in sixes, you will come to the front, you will all state the passage that we've got in front of us tonight. It's the same passage on your piece of paper. Right, take the Bible in your right hand. And I'll start you off.
I was a little nervous doing my oath because, you know, you're speaking in front of everyone, but I felt quite proud, you know, once you'd done it and signed and everything was finished. I was like, oh, it's really cool, you know.
Quite nervous and anxious about if I was going to muck the words up when we said it out loud, but it was an enjoyable feeling afterwards once we had finished.
Congratulations. Thank you.
No, it's a very proud moment for myself.
My best races, hurry up.
Barrack inspections, yeah. Dust. For the first half of the course, they'd just be finding the most obscure places to find dust, and hospital corners. They were probably the 2 major things that they were making sure that we're immaculate at.
Okay, that's best basic this morning. What about all this stuff? You reckon it could be nicely folded and presented in one area instead of just all over the place?
Your attention to detail about yourself, because essentially we're out in the spotlight setting an example, and if one airman is seen to be a bit of a scruff, that is perceived to be the whole image of the Air Force as a whole.
Okay, this part, was it you that I showed to iron this part of your shirt in? Alright, because areas at the moment that are sticking out, just for shopping.
If you don't have the teamwork, it all goes down the toilet, really. I mean, every morning we've got to assign people to do different jobs. If people aren't willing to pick up those jobs and help out in all areas and not focus on just one, we won't get the job completed.
Getting the bed nice and tight was a biggie, making sure it was all ironed real tight. Never thought I'd be ironing a bed. And just making sure you got dust out of every nook and cranny.
Yep, you just sort of see that.
Everything was perfect and mirror image of everybody else in the dorm, so everybody was identical.
It got to a point where if one person had everything right, they were then told to make sure others around them had things exactly the same. So when the corporal or sergeants came through, they could see that we were learning from our mistakes and building as a team as well, which is a big element for the barrack inspections.
Drill's quite fun, you know, once you get the hang of all the twists and turns, it's quite enjoyable.
Hadn't done any before I came, and I was a little bit apprehensive about it. But when you get into the rhythm, I mean, the big thing is to stay switched on during, because there's calls that you've really got to listen for.
At the start you might not enjoy it, but the more that you do put into drill, the more you get back from it.
You do it so much that it kind of becomes natural, like it gets put into your head so much that it just becomes part of your everyday life.
I'm now going to be teaching you static turns to the left and to the right.
Learn everything from halting to turning, standing at attention, standing at ease, saluting, marching properly, marching in formation.
A lot of feet work with standing at attention, so right turns, about turns, inclines, and then on the march as well we've reached the stage of doing about turns, what we were doing today, and you just keep doing it and keep doing it until you get it right.
Right, left, turn. Right, left, right, turn.
Drill in the beginning was fun, but 2 hours of drill, not so fun. You start to get sore legs, but once everyone's doing it together and in time, and it's just like, oh man, this is really cool, you know.
Some of the moves are quite difficult, but with the easy broken down steps that they teach you, it doesn't take too long to pick up each drill move.
You'd have to concentrate, you have to just zone out and concentrate, listen to what the corporal's telling you.
In the larger scheme, drill's teaching us to work together as a team, you know, to stay together, stick together.
Teaching good discipline, to stand there and not fidget, not move around, not scratching your nose or anything like that.
All the assets that you need to be in the Air Force, really.
With first aid practical, we did stretches, different ways of getting people onto stretches, as well as how to deal with people when you first come across them injured, find out their injuries, find out what the situation is, making sure the scene is safe.
Oh, we did some scenarios with people injured in real life situations, and beforehand we'd practiced how to bandage up and carry out CPR and general basic first aid, situational awareness and that.
It's one of those essential things that you need to know, so it's good to be taught it, so that, you know, hopefully you don't need to, but if so be the case, you've got those skills there.
So as you approach the patient, I want you to say, I am assessing the scene for danger for myself and for the patient.
The hardest thing about doing first aid is actually retaining the information. You do it in such a short time span, and then you have to go out and put it into practice when you go out into do confirmation, do it flat, which is your interview course phase test.
Cross.
First of all, in the classroom, they gave us a rough idea of how to use a compass and a map and orientate it, take bearings and sections and that, and then we spent a day with the hills.
That was the better part of the day, and quite a few of us got quite lost as well, so adjusting to that.
Military personnel overall, it's one of the most fundamental elements, I think, anywhere. I mean, if you're deployed, you could be put in any situation where you need to rely on navigation. So it's always good to know that you've got it there when you do eventually need it.
The hardest aspect for me would have to be finding good references. I wasn't really good with the numbers, but I had good teaching after I had difficulty, and I'm pretty confident now.
So now we know that our map is now orientated to the same as what is all around us.
I think everyone got a lot out of it. It was new to myself, but once I got into it and understood the concept behind it, it really helped on one of our exercises that we completed. CBRN, I believe, is chemical, biological, radiological and nuclear. It's full on right from the word go. You're given these masks, boots, overalls. You're thinking, what the heck am I doing with all these? Chucking them all on, and it gets really hot in those, and you have to perform tasks which are quite strenuous, so you get quite exhausted. Very, very fun though, very fun.
It's good to know that we've been trained to be able to protect ourselves out there when these things could actually happen.
The way you're going to enter the tent is going to get down, and on all fours you're going to crawl under, turn to the left and stand against the side of the tent.
I was very reluctant to go into the tent with the gas. It was quite scary. I was freaking out, to be honest. I was like, I don't want to do this.
Similar thoughts are running through people's minds, just sort of, what do I do? Am I going to be okay? Don't panic. Make sure you listen to whoever's in there. If you do get a taste of the gas, what is it going to do to you? So when you get in there, all your training just falls in naturally.
You're getting instructed by someone, and they calm you down, and the thought of it's worse than actually doing it.
It's good to get a feeling of how hard it is to operate, even just running a couple hundred metres, how hard it is to breathe.
Yeah, didn't want to do too much with the MVC kit on. It was hard work. We had to go for a bit of a run and then some leopard crawling, but it was hard work. There wasn't much breath in those things for much exercise.
You got to put yourself in that situation. It could happen. So learning the drills and everything is just number one priority, so you can stay alive in situations like that. We start off with our warm-ups, intro games, then we get into usually we're having gym exercises, so we get into our weights and torsion bars and stuff like that. We also have log runs, which is really hard. Pack marches, which was good to get us training for dip flap.
You had to be very urgent, and it was with all aspects of PT.
I thought I was quite fit because I played hockey in a lot, but what you think you are and what you are when you're down here, it's completely different.
I was lucky because I did a bit of training beforehand, as they tell you to, and that really helped ease me into the first few PT sessions. It was a bit of a struggle at the start, but as we progressed it became easier and easier.
Swimming carnival was great. It was excellent to have a bit more of a relaxed atmosphere to PT at the same time as getting some work done. It was good.
I loved it. It was just getting out of the gym.
I do recommend that for those who are coming in, don't sit back and think, oh, I'll do it 2 weeks before you come in. As soon as you've been accepted, if you've got a month, 6 months already to start training from day one, it'll make life a lot easier when you get in.
Being fit in the Air Force is, at any stage if you're sending out in operations, you're going to need to use your fitness. We found out, especially at dip flat with the pack marches, that there's a lot of hard work to be done, and you've got to stay on top of your fitness to be able to get that work done effectively. The short range shooting was excellent because it was our first time getting out there and shooting the style, so we're all very excited about it. It was just a good experience to fire the rifles and see how good we were.
We did a lot of all 4 different positions: the prone, sitting, standing, and kneeling positions. We probably fired 30 odd rounds of each, and then we did opportunity shooting, double taps and at targets that were there and then disappeared.
Need to react faster to the up command, people, otherwise you won't get your rounds off in time.
Our very first day here, when we went to get issued our rifles, I was extremely nervous carrying this rifle around. After the training, not a problem now.
When it does come up, give my training sign and come up, mate.
Oh, it's feeling good, really looking forward to it. So, seeing the people's faces coming out from when they were first, a lot of them was the first time they'd fired a gun, so they were beaming, yeah.
Looking forward to it beforehand and then a big grin on my face afterwards too, so it was pretty cool.
I was really confident after all the intense training. The instructors done an awesome job, I reckon, teaching us, and they just making me heaps, because now I feel so confident picking up the rifle, whereas when I first got my rifle I didn't even know how to hold it. So I've come a long way.
It was really cool being able to pick up a weapon after our training, disassemble it completely and assemble it after training from the corporals. I mean, you could break it down to its individual components, look at it, decide what needed replacing, clean anything and put it back together with ease and in quite quick times as well if you're good at it. Team building, I suppose, I mean, as the name suggests, team, it brings everyone together, gets everybody working to the same goal. Even though they'll be doing different jobs, you can't have people doing something that isn't related to the end result. So it involved getting to know each other, getting used to working with each other, getting used to putting up with people's faults at some point, being able to accept them and not let that get in the way of the exercise.
Right hand to left hand.
Yeah, everybody should have somebody's right hand on your left hand. Untangle yourselves. Go.
I was involved in the group activity where you had to get a human knot and untangle your arms. It was kind of a mission. We got halfway, we had like 4 people untangled, but we seemed to get more knotted up.
Team building's everything. Just getting along with your peers, you're all there to do the same job. So it's really pointless to squabble about things. If you can get to know each other as quickly as you can, and then get to work with each other, I mean, everything's just going to flow so much easier. Everybody will get along, there'll be no hassles, and you'll look good in front of the instructors.
Highlights for me of the flat were confirmation, getting different scenarios and working as a team. It was awesome. I reckon our team pulled through really well.
Ready to fall? Ready to catch. Falling. Yeah.
Alright, who's next?
Doing the exercises and getting a taste of what it would be like outside of recruit course in the Air Force and actually in operational situations, and knowing what kind of stuff we will be in for in the actual workplaces is very good.
The final ambush, that was a huge highlight for me. We get to hide in the bush and wait for trucks to come past and then shoot at them.
hoping for 3 to 4 hours sleep during the night. That sort of, we had a very tired team by the end of it.
Oh, it wasn't too bad. You just had to keep a smile on your face and just get on with it. You knew you were going to get sleep at the end of the week, so you just had to look forward to it.
The thing I took out as a flat was just knowing that these people here training with me are going to have my back if we get deployed. I can trust them with my lives, so that's what I took away from the flat.
I learned a lot about how much I can do myself physically, how much I can go through. I mean, it's interesting to just learn a lot about myself, what I'm capable of doing.
It was the highlight of my recruit course. I loved every moment of it, and I wouldn't say I'd do it again, but I had a good time.
You work so hard, and you know, at the end of the day, that's what it's about, and that's all you want. Like right now, all I want is just to graduate and start my life.
This recruit course has been a huge impact on everybody's lives here, and it's changed all of us. So the graduation is a big symbol of everything that we've done here.
Afternoon, sir. 54 graduating airmen. In open order, awaiting your inspection, sir.
The fact that there's about 200 people going to be sitting in the stands, and no matter how much you practice, on the day is always the toughest. But you just revert back to what you've been taught, and the butterflies soon go away.
I also get to lead the haka, so that's going to be me. We've been getting together every week on Sundays afternoons. Corporal Robert's been having his, taking out his own time to come teach us, and we're just really thankful for that. We've worked hard, we've had our own practices in the dorm, and we just want to do this for our family and for the tradition.
Oh, I loved the haka. Absolutely loved it, yeah, definitely. I loved the haka from the start, so yeah, it was good.
Oh, it's just awesome, eh? Probably one of the best feelings of my life. You know, I feel real proud of my family just watching me. And
yeah, that was quite emotional. Yeah, 3 months without seeing my parents, so yeah, it was pretty good seeing my girlfriend again, my brother. Yeah, it was all good.
Stepping out in front of friends, family, my peers, and being presented the awards, yeah, really chuffed that I got them, and just being able to show everybody, you know, how good it can be.
I just can't wait to get into training, and you know, working on aircraft. It's been my dream to be in the Air Force and work with aircraft, so now that it's finally actually happening, you know, it's awesome.
It's a great experience, it's a life experience. I wouldn't have changed anything for the world. I mean, if anybody is keen to get into it, keen to get into the Air Force, I mean, this is the starting point, and it's not something to be sort of worried about or anything. It's, you know, you do it, you get into it and you have fun. Yeah.